Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a paint with me. I decided to paint a Studio Ghibli scene, as you can see, and I chose gouache as my medium. It's actually only my second time that I painted with gouache, and the first time I absolutely hated it. I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't know how to work with it, and overall the whole painting process was not very enjoyable, so I thought I would give it another go. And I also wanted to change up my usual painting technique. So normally I just make a very detailed sketch and then just start to color in the lines. But this time I wanted to try out to just have a very loose sketch, as you saw in the beginning, and then just paint in layers and build up the opacity until I reached my last and most detailed layer. And I gotta say, this was so hard for me because I just didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to build up the layers and make sure that my painting doesn't lose its depth. And it was so overwhelming because in the beginning I just had a green page and I just didn't know how to continue from there. But I think I did figure it out sometime in the process. My painting still ended up being a little bit flat for my liking, just because of all the layers. I kind of just got lost in my painting and I didn't know where I was, so I just started to paint randomly, some lighter areas and then some darker areas again. So in the end, I think the perspective doesn't really make a lot of sense if you look closely at the painting. But nevertheless, I really enjoyed the process and I think it turned out great. It's still a pretty messy painting in the end because, I gotta be honest, I just got really tired of painting it. This is probably the page in my sketchbook that I worked the longest on. So I just decided to call it a day and just be done with the painting. But overall, I really enjoyed the process of the painting and I was really surprised at how good I could build up the opacity with the himi gouache. I was kind of scared that you could see all the layers through the paint, but this paint is actually really opaque, and as long as you remember to start with your most watery layer, so the most transparent layer in the beginning, and then work your way up to less water and therefore more opacity, you definitely won't see the layers underneath it. So that was a pleasant surprise, and I can definitely see myself painting more with himi gouache. It is so much more enjoyable than watercolors to me, and it's just a little bit less work than acrylic paint, so I think this will be the perfect medium to work with in my sketchbook. But yeah, I think this is all I wanted to say, so I'm gonna shut up now and let you enjoy the rest of this painting process, and I'm hopefully gonna see you next week with another video.